What is up, everybody? It is your boy Tay with No Cap Podcast, and shout out to my new co-host, Mary Pieri. Most of you know her as Miss Pieri, who was our Law Institute teacher. So shout out to her. But tonight, not about her. Um, wait, that was me. I shouldn't have said it like that. But yeah, um, tonight is part two to long distance relationships. So I have a very special person with me tonight, and I actually went to school with her. She went to MS 45 with me as kids, and most of you may know her. Most of you probably didn't really talk to her much, but we're gonna bring her on here, and we have Ariana. How are you?
Hi, I'm good.
That's good. That's good. Welcome. Welcome. How have you been? How's life been? It's been a while since middle school.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yes, yes. So, long distance relationships or relationships in general. How do you feel about those?
A little bit weird about it because you're not actually with the person in a long distance relationship. But at the same time, I think it's cool because I could do my stuff and the other person could also do his stuff.
Okay, okay. So you're saying you can be in a long distance relationship.
Yes, I could be in one.
Okay. So how much of a distance is too long distance for you?
Like being in a whole different country, that is a whole
Okay.
different.
Do you currently still live in New York?
No,
Okay. Where are you now?
I'm in Mexico.
Okay. All right. That's good. So dating someone that lives in New York would be kind of difficult.
Yeah.
Uh, so I have a few questions here for you. Um, not specifically about long distance relationships, but in relationships in general. So, do you find it better to be single or in a relationship, and why?
It depends. Well, basically, being in a relationship, you have to be with a person that you really like and that you feel comfortable with. And being single, you really don't like, I think, like, you really don't think about another person, you just think about yourself. That's why it depends. Like, if someone likes to be by themselves, it's better to be single. And if they do like to be with someone, it's better to be in a relationship because, like that, you can complement the other person and you could be with someone. Like, I feel that being in a relationship, sometimes it's hard. Like, there are ups and downs, but if you really love that person, it doesn't matter. Like, you could go through a whole lot of stuff and you'll still be together. But it
Okay,
depends.
okay, okay. That's completely understandable. Um, so we're going to veer off track a little bit. So, um, going back to middle school. So, for some people, what most people do not know is that Ariana was actually my very first girlfriend. Very first. But as you can see, we have her on the podcast talking about different types of relationship because now we're adults now. So um In middle school, how would you describe yourself?
I don't know. I'll describe myself as I have no idea.
You have no idea. Okay. Um, yeah,
I guess I was just trying to like find myself.
I think that's a great answer because in middle school, I feel like that's what a lot of us are doing. We're trying to fit in with whichever crowd, but I feel like I don't know how about how your class was, but in my class, we all started as like acquaintances. We didn't really know each other, but here we are, like 20 years later, still in the group chat talking to each other, asking about each other's kids and whatnot. And that's what we talked about last night, like how that bond is one of the strongest bonds that we've had since middle school with any type of relationship that we've built. So, do you still talk to anybody from middle school other than me?
Lately, not really, but before, like a year ago, I used to, yeah, talk to one person that she was my best friend.
Hmm. Okay.
She's still my best friend, but like honestly, I haven't like spoken to her.
Okay. Care to share who that person is?
Yeah, is Mildred.
Oh, Mildred. Well, she was my best friend too, but haven't spoken to her in years. So it was,
Yeah,
I think I still have a picture of me, you, and Pamela and Mildred all after prom. I think I still have that picture somewhere. I gotta look for it. Then I'll send it to you. But my next question, do you feel that couples should merge their finances or keep them separate?
well, I think it should be equally like because when you're with someone, sometimes that person, like if both of you work, sometimes one of them will like have a hard time at work or have like I don't know, like some problems financially, and the other person that's not like too bad in his financials or her financials should help his or her couple.
Okay.
I think it
Okay.
should be equally. Like for example, let's say we live together and we both work. One day I take you out to dinner. The next day you could take me out to dinner. Or I could buy something for you and you could do the same for me.
Okay. Okay. So you believe in, well, I wouldn't call it 50-50, but just being equal in a relationship when it comes to
Yeah,
stuff like that. Yeah. That's uh that's good. I like that. I completely agree with that as well. So my next question for you is, do you feel you should disclose any mental health issues that you may have with your partner?
yeah, because if you're with that person and you're living with that person, you should let them know.
Okay. Okay. Um,
Like the way I see things, like if you with someone, you should be like an open book because that person should know you like 100%, and you should also know the other person 100%.
mhm. Okay. Yeah, I like that answer. I like that answer. Um, Now, do you feel that you can truly love someone with you being in Mexico and your partner being somewhere else in the world?
Yes, yeah,
Why?
because if you spend time with that person and you already know that person, but for some reason you're in another country, you already know how that person is and you have that same feeling. Like you could remember what it felt and how you feel about the person and really love the person. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So, are you currently in a relationship?
Yes.
Okay. Um, so I'm just gonna assume that your person doesn't live in Mexico.
No.
Okay. Okay. All right. So now these next few questions are going to be in general. So, do you feel it's possible to be best friends with someone that is an ex?
Whoa, that's hard. um, it could be. Well, it could happen
Okay. Why?
because if you have self-respect, you could. You could be like, no, we're just friends and it's not gonna happen like more than. So if you could just keep that line between your ex and you,
Hmm.
yeah, there could be a friendly relationship.
Okay. All right. So going back to middle school, um, well, in middle school, I feel like middle schoolers, now that I'm older and I'm a teacher, I feel like middle schoolers have no business dating each other at that age. So when you were in middle school, like, what made you say, "Hey, I want to start dating people"? Like, what made you say that?
No, first of all, because like my friends were doing it. So
Peer
I
pressure.
was like, okay, I want to experience, like, I want to have that experience, like my first love or and stuff like that. So
Hmm. Hmm.
I was like,
Well,
yeah.
for me in middle school, a lot of people would say I was shy. Yeah, I was shy. Um, but for some odd reason, people liked me. I don't know why, but they just did. Um, it was just something, I guess. Uh, Let me see. Okay, here's a hard question. This is a hard one. Should you tell your partner if you cheated on them?
Yes. Honestly, yes.
Hmm. Why?
Because if you cheated on the person, you really don't want to be with that person.
Hmm.
And in my opinion, like before cheating on that person, you should just be like, you know what, this is not working, and I'll just go my way because I'm the kind of person that does not like that.
Okay.
Like personally, I'd rather have the other person tell me, you know what, this is not working and I'm trying to be with someone else. So let's just break up.
That's
It's
understandable.
yeah, it's better than to hurt the other person because cheating on someone is just hurting them.
Okay. So, do you believe in love at first sight?
Yes,
Why?
because it happens.
Okay. Okay. Do you care to dive deeper into that a little bit?
Well,
Oh, better question. All right.
okay,
Explain an instant where it was love at first sight for you.
okay. Like you see the person and you're like, wow, I just want to be with that person.
Okay. All right. Um, is that how it happened with your current relationship?
Yes,
Okay. So explain that. How did you meet your person?
in middle school.
Middle school, you say. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like what I liked about that person was that he was shy. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but that's like the part that I like the most.
You liked that he was shy. Okay.
Yeah.
So if he was a hoe, you wouldn't have liked him.
No. No.
Okay. All right. So um yeah, I believe that in love at first sight as well. Um, it's actually very important to believe in something as what's the word? Cherishable or romantic as that. Um, so tell me about your past relationships.
Well, my past relationships, they cheated on me.
Why?
Because there were moments when we weren't together for like a whole year. So for
Hmm.
them, it like was easier to be with someone else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand that. I definitely do. Um, give me 1 second. So I asked you about is it okay to be exes with a friend? Um, do you feel that it is okay to go through your partner's phone?
Can you repeat the question?
Uh, do you feel it's okay to go through your partner's phone?
Um, no,
What do you say that?
because they like if your partner is honest with you, there should be like a confidence that your partner is 100% only with you. And sometimes, like, if for some reason you don't have that trust in the other person, and you're like, okay, let me see your phone and let me go through it, it should be the same with the other person. Like, at the same time, it wouldn't matter. Like, if both of y'all are on each other's phone and going through each other's phone, well, I feel that it doesn't matter. But yeah, like, just to go through someone's phone is, it's not healthy for you and it's not healthy for the other person. But at the same time, like, for me, it wouldn't matter because you will see that there's nothing like
Okay, okay,
wrong, or that you could like trust, you could have that trust.
that's understandable. So, what do you feel? What does a relationship? When does a relationship become exclusive? Like, yeah, that's my man and that's my girl, and like, when do you feel it becomes exclusive?
When you make it official, when you
Okay,
say, okay, you're my boyfriend, you're my girlfriend, and that's when it comes like exclusive.
okay, okay. So here's another question. How do couples maintain a healthy sex life after being together for years?
Mm, not doing it so often.
Explain.
Like, for example, like, because, well, I don't know, like, no, I feel that, like, not doing it like every day, or if you're gonna do it like every day, like, change stuff. Like, I don't know, they could do like a play role, or they could do like something new every time, or change it a little bit.
Okay. All right. Um, that's understandable. I agree with that. Try to keep things fresh. Don't do the same old thing.
Yeah.
Don't be predictable. Um, so if your partner cheated on you, could you truly forgive him? And what steps would you take to make sure it wouldn't happen again?
um that's hard. Like, in my point of view, if, okay, if that happened and I like really love that person, I could forgive but not forget. And that's the hard thing about it, that it's not 100% forgiven, because it's hard to like forget that they did that. And the trust, like, that person will have to like win it again.
Okay, okay.
So
So I
it's a
don't,
little bit hard.
yeah, yeah, it is difficult. Um, what most people don't know about me with my ex-wife, like when she did, I would keep going, like forgiving, forgiving, forgiving. She just kept doing it and doing it and doing it. So it got to a point where I forgave you, but now I'm just not doing it again with you. Excuse me. Um, I don't think I asked you, but where does your current partner live?
My current partner
Yes.
in New York.
In New York City. So how do you make that work?
Well, sometimes I send WhatsApps.
Like
Like
that?
this this is like new to me. So sometimes it does feel weird, and sometimes I like really don't know like what to write or what message to send him. So yeah, it's kind of like weird because it's the first time that I'm doing this.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, you must really care about this person because Mexico to New York is a pretty long distance. Pretty long distance.
yeah,
But
it is.
that's what the show is about. Long distance relationships. So, um, what advice would you give with you being in a long distance relationship? What advice would you give to someone that is going through the same thing that you are going through?
That if you're willing to do a long distance relationship, you have to like really love the person. And the advice that I could give a person is that even if you don't live with that person and you're like in a long distance relationship, there should be one, there should be trust, and the other is that you shouldn't do what you don't want the other person to do to you. And every time, like, keep that on mind.
Okay. Okay. Um, so for you and your partner, what's your goals? Like, do you plan on getting married? Do you want to have kids? Like, what's the goal?
The goal is getting married, being together, having one kid.
Okay, that's specific. Do you have kids already? That's why you said one kid?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. But that is all my questions for you. Um, After we go off the air, I'm gonna just have you stay back for a little while so I can give you further instructions. But thank you again for taking the time all the way from Mexico from for being on the show and answering these questions, giving people a lot of great advice on long distance relationships. For those of you who are watching, um, there will be a part three to this episode. If you want to be in that in this little mini series that I have going, um, just message me because I've interviewed someone from Florida. You can go and check that episode out on my Facebook page. And now I've interviewed someone from Mexico about the same thing. And they both answered their questions very, very differently. So now I want to go even further. I want to find somebody that lives in like Spain or Greece or something like that. And we'll see how they fare But once again, Ariana, thank you for being on the show. And you have anything you want to say before we get out of here?
Yeah, thank you for having me in your show. And I do have a question.
You have a question for me? Okay.
Yeah, your
Okay.
point of view, like having being in a long distance relationship, how do you make it work?
Um, that's funny. This is no one has ever asked me a question on my podcast. So you're the first to do that. Um, how do I make long distance relationships work? Um, it's definitely it takes a lot of trust and it takes a lot of communication. Communication is very big when it comes to long distance relationships. Um, and knowing that you truly care about that person, that's what keeps it going. And knowing that the end goal is you will eventually be with that person. So for me, that's what would keep me going in a long distance relationship. Um, and just trying to talk to that person as much as possible. So I know my person would know that I do a lot of podcasts. So things like my person wanting to be on my show, that would be good because that's another form of communication. So, um, yeah, that's how I keep it going.
Okay,
hmm hmm Any more questions for me?
no, that's the only one.
Okay. Well, once again, y'all, thank you guys for watching, and we are out of here.